You know those local FB gossip groups? Well, one of the most toxic ones around here in Missouri decided to promote unsubstantiated allegations against the members of a county's local library board of trustees. Then, all the Karens showed up to a board meeting to raise hell. Just wait.
It's quid pro quo. Scratch your back as long as they scratch yours, right? So there's a point in time when I come in here and you guys are in a board meeting, I mean, you could cut the tension in this building with a knife.
We're not gonna discuss personnel issues.
You've reached your limit. You're quizzing us, and I didn't expect a quiz. And I do know where Elder Library is. I've been there. I know where the buck is set, and I know it leaks frequently.
Just recently. So are you willing to step down from the board and have a new board appointed by the county commissioners of Cedar County?
That's not the way that, that filling board positions works.
Well,
But again, let me get back to your comments. You're asking about personnel issues. If we
A
feel
generalization
like
is actually specifics, and outlined in subsection 3, it has to be specifics to the employee.
you're
So
asking,
don't correct me on something that I know that I'm right on, because you'll be like, that doesn't work
we
for
are
me.
not going to discuss personnel issues.
And I'm not asking you, a violation, which can actually make you susceptible to 0.27, which is $1,000 per person per occurrence, and I believe there's a lot of occurrences in here. So unless you guys want to ante up a ton of money, being able to answer those questions appropriately and not skirt behind a statute that does not pertain to you would be appropriate. Are you willing to step down from this board so a new board can be appointed and the employees will come back to work?
No?
Are you? So you're not.
No.
So you're more concerned about being on this board and being seated in that spot than you are this library being open. Is that correct, sir? And the community. So the community being able to access
I
the
don't like to
facility.
be badgered by you. You're badgering.
I'm not
She's
badgering. I'm
asking-
asking
No.
the community support.
No.
Are you more concerned about sitting in that chair on this board?
Katie.
Or are you more concerned about the library being open and the community being served?
I'm-
So again,
Where is it?
I am making
Where
a
is it?
formal request that you all step down from this board and the county commissioners are able to replace you with a new board. Will you be willing to do that for this community? Or are you more self-centered and want to sit on this board and ignore the fact that the community doesn't want you on this board anymore?
Take a vote. And these
Amy,
people.
I believe we've heard enough, and I would ask you to leave.
Ma'am, you didn't answer the question.
Did you say to leave?
You have to leave the meeting, I asked you to leave the floor.
Okay, I'll go for it.
Thank you.
I am devastated that you people have caused this. And it is you people, the board, who has caused this.
This is the
I
second
am
one,
asked, and I am like this lady, I ask you, each and every one, to resign today, effective today.
I think there was another. But I do feel that maybe you need at least a few new members on the board so you can have some new insight.
I appreciate that information.
What
Thank
is
you.
your name, ma'am?
Cindy Malone.
You said it.
That's me.
And 2, the librarian, for and on behalf of the board, shall keep or shall cause to be kept financial records and accounts according to generally acceptable accounting standards. Ms. Carroll, who does the bookkeeping?
I do.
How many hours a day do you spend here volunteering your time as the bookkeeper?
And anything from 1 to 3 or 4.
But does that violate the statute as I just read? The librarian
Oh, you're
shall,
okay. You mean
for
the director,
and,
the director of the library? Is that what you mean?
yes, yes.
I don't know. I run under what the state library has told us that.
Section
Would you like to read it?
182.600 says in section 2, the board, in the case of library districts established for own free county libraries, shall appoint a qualified librarian who shall be the chief executive and administrative officer. Have you allowed Tiffany to do her job?
No.
I, as the staff, will say no. You have been combative. You have refused to give her access to the books. You have done several things over the course. You have asked no, I will stop.
How many?
I will ask all board minutes to be as under the Sunshine Law request. I am making a formal request of all emails, all board transactions, all board and closed meetings.
Just so you know, it's not any of you guys actually bothered to read the Missouri state statutes that you fall under. Do you even know the
detail you're
rules?
doing, not the detail you're doing.
You know, I actually,
You know, it's
I've only
only
been on
one-
it less than a year, and I did my job.
Details.
Come on, the rules.
It's
Just like any employee, but you.
Put this open meeting to a close. Again, I appreciate you all coming. I appreciate your concerns. I know what you're saying and doing is.
Just so you know, you can't actually go into closed session like that. You actually have to ask for a motion
I know
and a
that.
second and a roll call vote.
I know that. I know that. But I'm letting you know that we are prepared to.
And there's a good chance we'll subpoena the closed session records to verify that you guys did go into closed session.
For a legitimate reason.
And I'm sorry, I don't mean to be obtuse, I really am not.
And just so you know,
I really do
any
appreciate
violation that is found in
you
that
guys,
is $1,000 per
this
occurrence,
is
and there's a
again.
shit ton of occurrences in this room right now. So you might want to be very careful about what you discuss in closed.
You need to state the exact reason that you are going into closed session per Missouri statute, and personnel is not acceptable. So, are you going into closed session to discuss the hiring, the firing, the disciplining, or the promoting of one or more particular staff members, and name those staff members? That is public information. If not, you cannot go into closed session.
No, actually, hey, no, she's wrong.
I think
I'm sorry. This board has demonstrated a total lack of understanding of the rules under which they operate. And I think that's now getting rid of them. And I'm not familiar enough with Cedar County to know exactly how that's done, but I suggest we start the process this minute.
Commissioners, they're gonna need a bigger
The
room.
board is such that they write their own rules and have no checks and balances.
That's kind of what you guys have done with this meeting, though.
So that you don't have an open meeting with. Again, is this going to be for hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting a staff member? Which staff member?
So you don't. You're not allowed to know that. But
No, it doesn't say that
no,
in the statute. It
that's
says
personnel. That's personnel anywhere in any business. No board can discuss your name in a public session. They're fine. This happens in school board meetings. It happens in council meetings. They're fine.
You have to go back into open session.
I can tell you specifically we're going into closed session to discuss staffing and personnel.
There's an objection there, so you
That's the only
actually can't go and just discuss personnel unless you actually have personnel to discuss, which you don't. So there
We do. We still have a library in El Dorado Springs.
Okay. So it has to be sensitive information. It cannot.
I've been listening to all this, and several people have asked you guys to resign. Do you not realize that you work for the people of Cedar County? I know that, but volunteering is fine, and that's a wonderful thing that you volunteer and for your time. But you are doing that volunteering for the people of Cedar County.
Would you come back to work if they left?
I would, at this moment, I would be unwilling to come back to work because I do not want to be perceived as being manipulative to force the board to resign. That would be the only reason I would not be willing.
So if they
I
happen to
will
leave,
not-
you would come back.
I have manipulation in my family. It's something that pisses me off.
I get the nurses.
Yes.
Because you're
Amen.
not doing a
That's
very
right.
good job of knowing your